Autism is a condition that impacts how an individual interprets, understands, and responds to the world around them. I am autistic. Yet as a young child, I was constantly at war with myself. I thought that I was a worthless, broken human being. I couldn't understand why I found socializing among my peers such an alien-like concept. Why was I getting bizarre looks, and why was everyone calling me weird? I quickly learned that talking at length about subjects I was passionate about, and about subjects I was passionate about to whoever will listen to me, and that rocking back and forth, and that flapping my hands when I was happy and rocking back and forth when I was scared will quickly make you a target for merciless bullying. I also quickly learned that if you don't make eye contact with grown-ups, they won't understand anything that you are saying. Some of my earliest memories are of me in tears, trying to communicate my problems to my family members, teachers, healthcare providers, and hearing them say to me, "I can't hear you if you aren't looking at my eyes, Isabelle." But what nobody understood at the time was that for me, eye contact can at times feel as uncomfortable as staring straight into the sun. Eventually, after having learned all this the hard way, I developed a mask. Raise your hand if you've ever had to suppress elements of your personality in order to pass as normal in a social situation. In my case, this looked like forcing eye contact even when it caused me immense discomfort. I suppressed my urges to rock, jump, skip, and shake my hands, movements that better helped me express my emotions. This is called stimming, by the way. I laughed at what were apparently jokes, despite genuinely being unable to tell the difference between them and normal phrases. I forced myself into social situations that never quite made any sense to me, that drained every fiber of energy out of me. Masking is not unique to autistic people. Numerous marginalized groups in both past and present-day society have had to mask. At this point, I became an actor. I couldn't honestly tell you who I was playing, but I can say with certainty that I was not the person standing on this stage today. Not too soon, this performance that I was putting on of a neurotypical child ultimately took its toll. Anxiety started to consume every cell in my body and would continue to do so well into the next 12 years. As a result, I masked more. I couldn't have people thinking I was going mad. At the age of 8, I found myself sitting in a chair facing a lady who said, "Why are you anxious, Isabelle?" Over the next 4 years, I would find myself sitting in that same chair, facing numerous therapists asking me the exact same question. "We all get a little bit anxious sometimes," they would say to me. I took that to mean that I was simply overreacting I took that to mean I was simply overreacting about everything, and so continued on with my life, convinced that my obsessive habits and rituals were normal to everybody. Finally, at the age of 11, I was diagnosed as autistic. When my mum told me, my life flashed before my eyes, and suddenly everything clicked into place and made sense. Up until this point, I'd been masking who I really was. This diagnosis transformed the way that I viewed myself. In spite of this, the damage was done. The years and years of masking had had a detrimental impact on my mental health. The autism diagnosis from then on was used as a grounds for dismissal in receiving support for any other battles I was fighting at the time as a result of masking my true self for so many years. The years and years of masking, suppressing my personality, and behaving how society declared I should act, it takes its toll. Eating disorder? No, she's autistic. She's just a picky eater. Self-harming? It's just her way of stimming. This is what I was now hearing from my mental health team. I was being dismissed help at a time that I truly needed it the most. In short, as soon as any psychologist saw the word autism on my chart, it was as if any other struggles I had were simply put down to being highly sensitive. While I eventually did receive eating disorder treatment, it should not have taken my mother the best part of 2 years pleading my case to my doctors. When the day finally came that I was deemed unwell enough and attended my first appointment, my weight and blood pressure had reached dangerously low numbers. Those in the autism community know me best for advocating on behalf of a more accessible and just education system, but not many are aware of my mental health story. According to the same Chance report of 2024 carried out by AsIAm, Ireland's National Autism Charity, 71% of autistic people do not find the current health system in Ireland accessible. Other sources are showing that autistic people are 4 times more likely to develop a mental health condition than the non-autistic population. According to Dr. Devin Price in his book Unmasking Autism, clinical research has found that somewhere between 20 and 37% of anorexia nervosa sufferers are autistic. What's more, autistic women are 13 times more likely to die by suicide than autistic men. While acute anxiety goes hand in hand with autism, nobody should be denied access to supports when their struggles go beyond their disability. I am calling on everyone here to take action. Believe autistic people when we tell you that we are struggling. Embrace our differences. You can do this by acknowledging and accepting the fact that we may communicate in ways other than speaking. Understanding that eye contact simply doesn't come easy to many autistic people. Not trying to stop us from stimming, providing we aren't posing risk to harming ourselves or others. And accepting that no 2 autistic people are the same, that we are all different. With regards to healthcare settings in particular, you can start by making your waiting rooms more sensory friendly, having dimmer lights, keeping noise levels to a minimum, providing sensory aids such as ear defenders and fidgets, as well as getting in touch with the patient ahead of time and asking if they have any questions or need any accommodations with regards to the consultation, and as well as sending out a visual guide or information outlining what the patient can expect on the day. I stand here today a fighter. I have fought the battle that is anorexia nervosa and won. These days I continue to... I'm not completely better, nor do I think I will be for some time yet. These days I continue to be at war, fighting what often feels like a losing battle against myself. But I know that the day too shall come when I will defeat the enemy forces that are the demons in my head. Each morning that I wake up and shake each day firmly by the hand is another triumph over the enemy. I'm not sharing my story to become your next inspiration or to make you feel sorry for me. I'm sharing it to inform you, to empower you to take action in making the current health system more accessible and less traumatic for autistic patients. I'm here today to share my experiences in the mental health system as an autistic patient. Thank you.